Hey everybody, before we start the stream, make sure that you are following me so that you can get more of my awesome content and join the Discord to voice chat with me. But don't worry, you won't be recorded. And make sure to go check out my reviews over on YouTube. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you are one of those rare people that like to read, you can find my after action reports on my blog. And if you are interested, you can get some of my merch from my spring store. The links for everything are in my About section down below. All right, hello everyone and welcome. By the way, we have Lore Master with us today, and if you're watching and you know me, I'm Mike, this is MAARs Media, and today we are doing our 5th session of the game Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition. We are in the middle of a pretty cool experiment where we have ChatGPT actually being our storyteller. So I'm really the storyteller, but ChatGPT is loaded up almost like a video game. So I am a player, but I also am kind of the auditor for ChatGPT to make sure that it's not screwing up. But basically, ChatGPT runs the game, has all the information, knows the story, has like a story element of what the story is. So if that's something that you're interested in and you want to see more of after watching today, please make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Man, my video is like really... Oh, you know why? It's because of this. It's because I have all this white stuff on screen. It's really bright in my face. Okay, so make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, guys. Hit the notification bell. We really, really appreciate all of that. I am Mike, and I am playing John Bain. I am a Banu Hakim, and I'm kind of our assassin. And so then, if you want to tell everybody about yourself there.
Yep, I'm Lore Master Brian. Is it working? Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. All right, yeah. I'm Brian. I'm playing as Lore Master. Lore Master, that's my handle. And I am playing Vladimir Wolfenstein. I am a Bruja. I am basically brawn and muscle and intimidation. And yeah, so I'm the guy who likes to beat stuff up.
All right, and we Salty Skipper was not able to make it today. He's doing some volunteer work with an organization that helps the military and all that. So that's cool. We're all veterans, so we totally get that. But so he's going to be... We're at a point where his character can kind of be sent off and come back later, so we're going to do that. And then just letting you guys know, so we did have an issue last session where he is a gangrel, but he took a predator type that allowed him to get some points in a different discipline, and he accidentally put those points into the wrong discipline and bought a power that he wasn't supposed to have. So we had to kind of retcon that, and now we are but what was awesome is that we had the XP points. We retconned it by having Lore Master Brian get it in its cloud memory, and in the future we're going to do this a little differently, where you have to get the blood of the vampire, which is like the normal thing. You have to get the blood of a vampire that has that power, and then but that's just a technical thing, and I just wanted to let you guys know that did happen. But otherwise, right now we are on the streets of New York, and we are going to have our storyteller here take it away for us. So let's hop right in and get on with this stuff. All right, and also, guys, as we are playing, as always, please let me know if there are any audio or video issues. So you're hearing me right now. Again, I'm Mike, and I am on the far left corner. That is John Bain, and Vladimir Wolfenstein is in the center, and on the far right is Salty Skipper playing as Rowan Calder, but he is going to be excluded from the session, so you're going to see him disappear in a second. So here we go. This is our situation right now.
The rain hasn't stopped in Brooklyn. Not really. It never does this time of year. It just slows down enough that the streets begin to reflect the city instead of drowning it. Streetlights smear across wet asphalt. Subway steel groans somewhere beneath the concrete. Freight tracks hum with the low memory of something that passed through not long ago. Tonight, the rails carried blood, not stolen from hospitals, not scraped from donation drives. Something cleaner. Something engineered. 96 sealed canisters moved through a forgotten maintenance spur in East Brooklyn like any other cargo shipment. Except they weren't meant for the living. They were meant for something else, for someone else. A name surfaced during the transfer, quiet, routine, spoken like it was nothing important. Marrow distribution, a network running through the bones of the city, through rail corridors, through warehouse nodes, through industrial facilities that move their cargo in the dead hours when no one is watching. But someone was watching. You. You took one of their shipments. You left their operation intact. You walked away without raising alarms. And now the city keeps moving like nothing happened. Cars slide through midnight intersections. Neon flickers in storefront glass. The elevated tracks above you rattle with distant trains carrying passengers who will never know what else rides the rails after midnight. Somewhere out there, Marrow is still moving blood, still feeding someone, still supplying something that requires industrial quantities of Vitae. Your sires didn't recognize the name. Your handler told you not to touch the network. Queens is off limits, for now. But Brooklyn is wide, and the night is still young. It's 1:49 in the morning. You're in Malik's car, moving through wet streets under the sodium glow of streetlights. Behind you, the Canarsie Spur continues operating exactly as scheduled. Ahead of you, a city full of questions. And somewhere in it, a network that moves blood through the veins of New York like it owns the place. The rain taps against the windshield. The engine hums. The night waits. What do?
All right, so just a real quick thing. Well, actually, wait. We're supposed to be RPGing this. So sunrise tonight is supposed to be at around 7 o'clock. So we do still have some time. Do you want to?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you want to head over and check out the Brooklyn situation, or do you want to? What do you want to do? Because they're coming. The sires are sending people to check out the canisters. Or did we take?
Right.
Did
What-
you? Did we take only one canister, or did you?
Yeah.
We should bring that canister to the sires to be inspected.
Well, I thought, are they coming to? I wasn't clear on what they were doing because we told them that there was 95 canisters, and so. But yeah, we can take it over there. 'Cause it's in the trunk of Malik's car, so.
Okay. All right. And by the way, we're in Malik's car. We're moving right now. Let me see.
Yeah.
So we have. Okay. So Rowan needs to go somewhere else. So Rowan leaves. We're gonna drop Rowan off here. He's got some work he's got to do outside of this. So just a second. Let me do that. Rowan. We drop Rowan off on the side of the road. Where we are. Let's see. Down the road. And yeah, so we can drop him off. He leaves us, the batch leaves us the, because he has that, you know what I'm talking about.
Label.
Yeah, that batch.
Yeah, he has a label. I have all the, and I've already made note of what was on it too.
Okay.
So.
Okay. From the canisters. Okay. So we'll do that, and then we will call the. Well, we can call the sires. I'll send a message. Handler.
Yeah, and while you're gonna do that, I'm going to actually because if we're gonna see about taking canister to the sire, then while we're waiting to find out if we're gonna do that. Otherwise, if they tell us, no bueno, well, then I think we can go take a stroll towards Brooklyn and see if there's anything of interest over there. But I'm also going to call my contact.
Okay.
I'm gonna call Lena Kowalski, and I'm gonna ask her about if she knows anything about this Morrow distribution, to see if they've had any contacts. And she is a 3-point contact for money. So see if there's anything we can get any info back from that.
All right, I'm looking for her name. Lena Kowalski.
Yes.
Sorry, John Bain sends a message. Okay, so I'm sending a message. And then you're Vlad. You're calling her?
Well, yeah.
His contact, and asks if she knows anything. And then how do we spell it? About Marrow? Do you remember?
We didn't get an exact spelling. I just put it as
it's like
if
bone
it's spelled
marrow.
like.
No, but is it Marrow distribution? That's what it is?
Yeah.
You said? Okay.
Yep. Marrow distribution, yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right, so we're going to drop off Rowan. He's out. And then John Bain sends a message to the handler to see if he is extracting the canisters that we left
because
behind. At the Canarsie Spur.
if they're gonna extract the canisters, I'm not gonna give them ours then.
Yeah, or if we need to bring them the one we kept, Vlad calls Lena Kowalski his contact, and asks if she knows anything about Marrow distribution. Great. All right, here we go. Just a second. She's thinking. Here we go.
The sedan rolls slowly through the wet Brooklyn streets. Rowan taps the door once before stepping out a few blocks from the spur. Sodium streetlight washes over the reflective striping of his MTA jacket as he hands the batch strip label through the window. The door closes, and he disappears down the sidewalk toward a late-night bus stop, blending back into the quiet rhythm of the city. Malik pulls away. Rowan Calder is no longer with the coterie. 52 a.m., moving through Brooklyn. The car moves through scattered traffic and long stretches of quiet industrial streets. Phones come out. John, message to the handler. John types out a quick neutral update. Open quote, node secured. 95 canisters remain at Canarsie Spur. We retained one sealed unit for analysis. Are you extracting the shipment, or do you want us to deliver the sample? Close quote. The message sends. The typing indicator appears almost immediately, then disappears. A moment later, the phone vibrates with a reply. Open quote, leave the shipment. Do not move the remaining units. Extraction team will handle the spur. Bring the single canister to the usual intake point. Do not communicate about Marrow on unsecured channels again. Close quote. 3 dots appear again. One more message arrives. Open quote, and stay out of Queens. Close quote.
Okay.
Vladimir, call to Lena Kowalski. Vladimir scrolls through his contacts and taps Lena Kowalski. 2 rings. 3. On the 4th, the line clicks open. Traffic noise in the background. A radio somewhere. She sounds like she's still working. Wolfenstein, she says flatly. You know it's after 2 in the morning, right? Vladimir asks if she's heard of Marrow Distribution. There's a pause on the line, longer than comfortable. You hear papers shuffle, keyboard tapping, a quiet exhale. Then Lena comes back on the line. Yeah, she says slowly. Not a company you see on paper much. Another pause. They show up in port logistics disputes sometimes. Medical freight, supposedly. But the weird part, more typing. They don't ship like a medical supplier. They move like private infrastructure. A chair creaks. Dedicated rail windows, private container routing, restricted manifests. Then her tone shifts slightly. Why are you asking about them? She doesn't sound suspicious, but she definitely noticed the question. Then she adds one more thing. Couple audits flagged their cargo as temperature-controlled biofreight, high security classification. And whenever anyone pushes too hard, a beat, the paperwork disappears. The line goes quiet. Rain taps against the car roof. Lena waits for Vladimir's answer.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say I just happened to come across I came across the name and I wasn't exactly sure. It wasn't anything of interest. It's just I had found it and because I had happened to be down by the railways and stuff, because I'm a night owl, and I was just wondering if this if it was a company that would just any kind of information. That's all I'm trying to garner.
I was by the railway because I'm a night owl. I'm a night owl. Excuse me. My spelling is not as good as I'd like it to be when I'm typing fast. But I'm a night owl. I am just curious about any information. Okay. Alright. She's thinking. Here we go. Uh-oh.
The line stays quiet for a moment after Vladimir speaks. On the other end, you hear the faint clatter of a keyboard and the low murmur of a police radio somewhere near Lena. She doesn't answer immediately. Then, uh-huh. It's the kind of response that says she heard you, but isn't entirely convinced. A chair creaks as she leans back. You're a night owl wandering around rail yards at 2 in the morning, she says dryly. Totally normal hobby. Another short pause. But she doesn't push the issue. Instead, she continues, her tone shifting back to professional curiosity. Look, Marrow Distribution doesn't show up in normal commercial registries much. When it does, it's tied to specialized biofreight permits, temperature-controlled cargo, restricted manifests. You hear a few more keystrokes. Most of their activity gets buried inside private rail logistics contracts and port transfers. Not a lot of paper trails. She exhales. Closest thing I've seen to a physical footprint is a distribution license tied to South Brooklyn, industrial zoning, rail access. That's about all the public data gives you. Then she adds, and anytime auditors try to dig deeper, somebody higher up tells them to drop it. The rain continues tapping against the car roof. Lena's voice lowers slightly. So either they're moving very expensive medical material, or something that somebody important really doesn't want people asking about. A beat.
All right.
Then she asks, why'd the name catch your attention?
Do not give us away right
what's
now.
that?
I said do not give us
It's
away
what?
right now.
Oh, no.
You
Of course not.
You
Yeah,
can. Yeah, you might want to do something that would be a roll.
it would be a roll.
Yeah, like
Oh,
try to convince,
Yeah.
like actively try to convince her that you're not. It's not important.
yeah. Yeah, I think that I'm gonna try to do that, and then in the same breath, I'm just gonna say, well, I seen the name, I was just interested because I hadn't ever come across it before, and that's all it is. But I will, yeah. Let's make a roll to try to. I don't even know what to use. I don't
Charisma.
really.
I mean,
Well, my charisma sucks. My manipulation is 2 dots compared to my charisma.
okay.
So yeah, so I'll try to do a. I don't think I wouldn't want to cloud memory wiper right away. Jesus.
You can't do that anyway.
Yeah, not over the phone.
Yeah.
Of course
Yeah.
not. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll let. I don't know what the storyteller wants to do to try to just influence her and just make it seem okay. Well, no, it's just casual. Unless I could get the. I really want to get that address in Brooklyn.
Okay. Do you have What did you say you're gonna say? Like, oh, it's really nothing. I just want the address in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But I'm
Basically.
curious. I'm curious about the address in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Well, we're in. No, we're not in Brooklyn right now. We're in Red Hook still. What am I
Right.
thinking? Okay, so
And,
we're gonna
and-
active. Oh, sorry. Go
Well,
on.
yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh, it's a nothing. I'm just trying to something dealing because she deals with my finance with money. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm just looking to see the name. The name came up, and I wanted to see if there's a place, what the address is, so that I can see about maybe getting some money put in, get me some return on some cash,
Yeah.
like an investment opportunity.
Okay. I'm curious. I may want to make a some kind of investment. Okay, so you do with finance, and the name came up, so I'm curious. I may want to make some kind of investment. It's really nothing, but I'm curious about the address in Brooklyn. Does that sound nice?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, here we go.
And whatever the storyteller thinks,
For the
what kind
roll.
of dice roll to try to, yeah.
All right, here we go. And then I also have the address of the location. You hear a faint hum. Investment, huh? It's not accurate, but the pause follows. Okay, here we go. This is good. So.
Lena goes quiet again after Vladimir finishes. You hear a faint hum of office lighting and the distant crackle of a police radio on her end. Investment, huh? She says. There's no accusation in it, but the pause that follows makes it clear she's measuring the answer.
Okay.
Action legality check. You are attempting to convince a contact that your question is harmless curiosity. This falls under social influence. Relevant system, social and political systems. Social influence in the gameplay parameter sheet. L dice pool, manipulation plus subterfuge. Reason, you are lying, deflecting the real reason for your interest. Difficulty, 3, Lena is a contact, but she is also a professional investigator, and the question is slightly suspicious. Optional before rolling. You may choose to blood surge before rolling, adds additional dice depending on blood potency. You may also later spend willpower to re-roll up to 3 non-hunger dice if needed, per the V5 roll rules. Tell me 1, rating, your subterfuge rating, your current hunger, and whether you want to blood surge before the roll. Then we'll resolve the test.
All right. So.
Oh yeah, and if I blood surge. Blood surge, that affects my willpower, doesn't it?
Yeah, it'll affect your attributes. So it'll affect your, excuse me, it'll affect your manipulation.
Oh,
So you can blood surge if you want. It'll affect. It could affect your hunger. It might not necessarily. And then it'll boost your manipulation by, what is your blood potency? Your blood potency is 1, so it'll give you plus 2 points to add to manipulation.
all right. Yeah, I'll blood surge, and then yeah. So my manipulation's 2, my hunger's at 1, and so then I have to. So I roll what, 4 dice?
Yeah.
Or how many dice do I roll?
So it's gonna be your manipulation plus your subterfuge, and if you said your subterfuge is 0.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll for your blood surge.
Okay, what is that? What do I have to roll for that again?
Yeah, I'll tell you. So Vlad blood surges. Yeah, let's do blood surge. We'll just say blood surge. And then willpower, you can spend willpower to do a reroll if you fail.
Yeah.
So you roll 1 die, and then success is that the hunger stays the same. Failure is the hunger increases by 1.
Okay, so I only roll 1 die. That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's 1 regular die. Okay,
Successful.
success. Okay, blood surge, success. And even if you had failed that, you'd still get the points. All right, now, wait 1 second. No, undo that. He succeeded the blood surge. At the blood surge. So now add 2 points to your manipulation and roll that number of dice.
Okay. That's going to include. Will that automatically include my hunger? Yeah. Good.
Yeah. So you got 2 successes, 2 failures. Ooh. He rolled 2 successes and 2 failures.
Yep.
Subterfuge check. Okay, so that's going to be a failure because she already told. So she's not supposed to tell us the difficulty, but she did anyway, and the difficulty is 3. So
3.
Yeah, we correct her. Okay, so blood surge, rouse check success. The attempt does not convincingly sell the lie. It does not provoke hostility, but Elena is not persuaded. So do you want to re-roll willpower, or do you want to
That means I have to spend the points, right?
So you're going to take 1 willpower damage to do.
What about the superficial one I already have?
Yeah, so you're going to take another superficial.
Okay. I'll use 1 point because I have to get 1 success.
Yeah, and then you should
How many dice?
Just a second. Okay, we're on. Okay, so blood surge success. You did that. You've got 2 successes. Vlad, you can spend 1 willpower to roll up to 3 regular non-hunger dice. So take 3.
Okay.
So basically, take 3 failed dice, meaning 2. You only take your failures and re-roll them.
Okay, and then I have to completely remove 1 of my willpower, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, you're just going to take superficial. So how it works is you take superficial, 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 and then once all your superficial are lined up, then you're going to go back through and as you take more damage, it's going to become the non-superficial damage. My God, why can't I remember it now?
Okay, so I have 5 willpower, so I should have 2 with slashes. That's for superficial.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to... Okay, I gotta make some notes here.
I wish that I could make my cursor. How do I make my cursor invisible? Because you guys are seeing me roll things around on the thing here. Let's see.
Hold on. Alright. So I'm gonna re-roll, then I re-roll 2 die. I don't want it to add a hunger. Well, it can't include the hunger. Not supposed to, but
No.
it might.
No. Well, how much hunger did you have? 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that was the problem. Which dice was a success?
The hunger was good.
Okay. Yeah.
And
So
one
just
of my...
yeah. So it's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. Just roll 2 dice. And if it does, it doesn't matter.
It's re-roll.
Okay, that's fine though. We can ignore it because the hunger dice are the same.
Yeah, okay.
Like they have the same
yeah, so now
values, so
I hit 3. I got
He-
1 success on that re-roll.
he re-rolled and got 1
So I have
success. So
So
now
it equals, I have
has
3.
a total of 3 successes. There you go. Okay. And I spelled that all wrong, but that's fine. All right. All right, here we go. There you go.
The lie lands more cleanly this time. Vladimir's voice stays calm, casual, the tone of someone asking a boring financial question in the middle of the night. On the other end of the line, Lena exhales. The earlier hesitation fades. An investment, she repeats, but this time it sounds more like mild amusement than suspicion. A keyboard begins clacking again. Well, if you're looking at logistics companies, Marrow's a weird one. More typing. They show up in biofreight licensing filings every once in a while. Temperature-controlled shipments, rail access contracts, private container routing. She pauses. Not a lot of public paperwork, though. Most of it sits behind shell companies. Another few keystrokes. Closest thing to a physical address that ever comes up is tied to South Brooklyn industrial zoning. Paper rustles on her desk. Red Hook area. Rail-adjacent warehouses. She reads something off the screen. Marrow Distribution, registered through a holding company tied to Van Brunt Street. Then she adds casually, place barely shows daytime activity. Most traffic happens overnight. The car continues through the wet Brooklyn streets. Lena finishes with, if you're planning to put money into them, you'd probably want to talk to whoever runs their logistics contracts. A beat. Why the sudden interest in rail freight?
Why the sudden
Just looking
interest
to
in
well, just looking to diversify my assets.
Okay, I got it. Well, I'm just looking to diversify my assets. By the way, guys, for anybody watching, I can actually speak to ChatGPT, so that's why I'm repeating what he says. Because then it's faster than typing. Okay. I like this. Here we go.
On the other end of the line, Lena lets out a short, tired laugh. Diversifying your assets. You hear the creak of her chair again. Yeah, that sounds like you. There's no suspicion in her voice now, just the tone of someone humoring a strange late-night question from a contact she's dealt with before. Well, if rail biofreight is your new hobby, Marrow's definitely operating in that space, she says. A couple more keys tap. But they're not exactly a public-facing company. Whoever runs it keeps things pretty buried. She pauses a moment. Red Hook's where the filings point. Industrial waterfront zoning, rail access, that's all I've ever seen tied to the name. Then her tone shifts slightly. Less investigative, more conversational. Just be careful where you put your money, Vlad. Companies that hide their paperwork that well usually have a reason. A police radio crackles faintly near her. Listen, I've got a report waiting for me. Another brief pause. You need anything else tonight? Rain continues to streak across Malik's windshield as the car moves through the sleeping city. The phone remains at Vladimir's ear.
All right.
Did we get the address? You said South Brooklyn, Van Blunt Street or something.
Yeah.
So
I'll just say that you asked for the address. Just a second. You got your touchstones, you got your backgrounds. Lena. She is a mom accountant. Just for number for narrative moving forward. Okay, and then you're gonna say, Vlad says, I just need the address. All right, 1 second. So, yeah, it's fine. I'm just fine.
Acknowledged OOC. Lena Kowalski is a mob accountant. I will retain all prior dialogue exactly as established and only adjust future narrative context to reflect her role. In scene. On the other end of the line, you hear Lena shift papers again. Just the address, she says. Keys tap briefly. All right, she reads it off without much ceremony. Marrow distribution. A page flips. 873 Van Brunt Street. Red Hook. Industrial waterfront. You hear her tap the desk with a pen. Warehouse zoning. Rail-adjacent lots around there. Then she adds casually, if you're actually thinking about putting money into logistics, that part of Red Hook's been picking up freight contracts the last few years. A pause. That what you needed?
yep, I'm gonna thank her and be like, I appreciate it, Lena, and need to try to get more sleep, but I appreciate you being on the phone.
Okay.
And then I'm like, later.
Yep, thank you very much, Lena. That's all I needed. Hey, you need to get more sleep, but I really appreciate your help. You have a good night. Oh, look at you, Maria. Maria has a bag on her head. Okay.
Look at me.
Okay.
I do, I see you.
Look at it. Everyone see people in a picture.
Okay. Thank you. Please close my door, sweetheart. My daughter came in, everybody. Okay. There we go.
Lena lets out a small, tired chuckle on the other end of the line. Yeah. I'll add it to my schedule. You hear a chair roll back and the faint rustle of papers being stacked. Try not to wake me up again for stock tips, Vlad. The tone is light now. Good night. The line clicks. Call ended. Inside the sedan, the soft glow of the dashboard lights reflects off the rain on the windshield. Malik keeps the car moving through the quiet Brooklyn streets. The sealed HLD blood canister sits in the back seat. John still has the handler's instructions, and now the coterie has an address connected to Marrow Distribution, 873 Van Brunt Street, Red Hook. The city outside continues to drift by under wet streetlights. It is still the middle of the night, and sunrise is hours away. The car moves steadily toward Sunset Park, where the handler expects the canister delivered. What do you do next?
Okay, well, That's great. Now we got that address. I guess we can drop this off at Sunset Park and then head over to Brooklyn.
Yeah. Yep. Because it is in Red Hook, though. It ain't that far.
Okay. Let's see. Well, no. I'm saying, do you want to check out Brooklyn or do you want to check out Marrow Distribution?
Well, the Marrow Distribution.
Okay. Yeah. Because that's going to be an office. Yeah, we can do it. Excellent. Let's do that. So, 873 Brunt Street. I just have to make sure. Okay. Do you want to, okay, we'll do it. Let's do a time jump. Do a time skip to the drop off point. Of the canister. Alright, so. Let's get, okay. Did you roll? Just a second, I'm asking because so it's supposed to roll. I have it programmed to roll. No, it did not. Let me see. Oh, 1 second. I've got another issue. Okay, I'm fixing something. Check did not trigger an encounter. Okay, good. Okay, here we go. Read loud.
Tash. Time skip. Malik steers the sedan south through the quiet grid of Brooklyn streets. The rain lightens to a mist. Industrial blocks give way to wider avenues, then to the dim glow of warehouse rows and late-night truck depots. Traffic is thin, mostly delivery vans, an occasional cab, and the distant rumble of freight moving somewhere along the waterfront. No one follows, no sirens, no sign that anyone noticed the activity at the spur. The drive takes a little under 20
me,
minutes.
Guys, sorry.
Sunset Park, Brooklyn. Malik turns off 3rd Avenue onto a narrow industrial side street. The building ahead is familiar to John, a dull gray 2-story concrete structure with a faded green sign bolted over the loading bay, Greenway Biomedical Services. Most of the building is dark, but the rear intake bay is lit by a single sodium lamp over a partially raised roll-up door. The alley smells faintly of disinfectant and diesel. 2 metal dumpsters sit against the wall. A refrigerated intake cart waits just inside the bay door. No visible workers outside. A security camera above the alley points toward the street, but the angle leaves the loading lane itself mostly out of frame. Malik slows the car and pulls into the alley. The engine idles. The sealed HLD canister rests in the back seat. The intake point is here. What do you do?
Second. Because I don't know what to do as a player, but John does. So I'm asking about John. Okay. All right, so excellent. All right, so I'm going. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna take the. Actually, I'll just tell Chad to be here right now. John is going to have Malik park the car. I'm gonna get the canister. I'm going to take it over to the refrigeration unit there, and the intake cart. And I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm going to take the keypad, where that's right there, the keypad panel on the interior wall, and I'm going to press 317 and press enter, and then just leave and go back to the alley so we can move on. So I know of this because I've only been a vampire. This is out of narrative now, guys. I've only been a vampire for about a year, but I've been working with the our sires for a little while before Vlad even joined our group, and I've used this before. Just a second, it's going to tell me what happens. Okay.
Action resolution legality. The action is legal. You are interacting with a known intake location and performing a routine drop procedure already known to the character. No roll is required. Scene outcome. Malik pulls the sedan deeper into the alley and brings it to a stop beside the loading bay. The engine stays running. Rain drips from the edge of the corrugated metal roof above the partially raised roll-up door. John steps out of the car. The alley is quiet. The hum of refrigeration units inside the building and distant traffic from 3rd Avenue are the only sounds. He opens the back door and lifts the sealed HLD canister from the seat. Cold metal. Heavy. The interior of the loading bay is lit by a single industrial light. The refrigerated intake cart waits exactly where it always does. John walks straight in, sets the canister onto the cart, and turns to the keypad mounted on the wall. 317. Enter the keypad gives a soft confirmation tone. A small green indicator light flicks on beside the panel for a moment. The system logs the drop. No alarms, no voices, no movement deeper inside the building. John turns and walks back out of the bay. Rain mist hangs in the alley air as he returns to the car. The entire exchange takes less than half a minute. Malik is still behind the wheel. The engine idles. The drop is complete. Current time, 2:15 a.m. Status, HLD canister delivered. Handler protocol completed. Witnesses none observed. Alarm state none triggered. The alley remains quiet. What do you do next?
All right, you want to move on to check out that Brooklyn location then?
Yeah, the Brooklyn, or are we doing Marrow?
Oh, Marrow. Yes. Okay, so.
Well, if that's an office, I'm not really sure what would be. I don't know if anything be going on at night or not either.
If it's not, we could try to find either paperwork, or we could just go to. Maybe that's something that we could check out. Maybe that's something we could have Malik check out during the day. I'm just saying, is it better for us to go to Brooklyn, where we know that there's some stuff going on and maybe we can find some more information, or should we go to the offices and that'll require us to break in and check out paperwork rather than...
Oh, yeah, no, we don't.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we should try to go to the Brooklyn area, since that's
Okay.
open.
All right. Let's see. Okay. So John is going to tell Malik that we're ready to head over to Brooklyn as long as Vlad is okay with that. Vlad is going to say that that's a good idea, and we can check out the Marrow distribution offices either another time or later or whatever. But so onward to that Brooklyn address. I'm just looking, because I'm looking in my notes now to make sure that I've got this right.
Daddy?
Just a second, guys. Sorry, my kids just came in and were talking to me. Okay. Now wait, 7. What was the address in Brooklyn?
The only one I recalled was Van Brunt Street or whatever for the marrow distribution. I don't remember what the other one was.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now. What are my notes? Where are my notes? Here we go. Okay. Just a second. Here we go. 3 rail locations, South Brooklyn. Wait, Van Brunt Street was the other one. Let me see.
Yeah, that was the marrow. That was marrow.
Yeah, that's the marrow distributions thing. So 1 second, let me look, because I've got it all. I've got it all here in my notes. We just have to figure this out for a second, because I never remember any addresses. Let me see. Active objectives. Analyze that and that. Determine the scope of. Okay, got that. Action index. Clues and evidence. Here we go. Brooklyn. The rail address confirmed. Got that. Canarsie Spur. Oh, no, wait, no. We want to go to South. The South Brooklyn address. Not the marrow distribution offices. That it was. Just a second. That she gave us. Okay, we got it. Looking short-term hooks. I had them all written down, didn't I? Thought. Okay, understood. The South Brooklyn node referenced during the transfer is the target, not the marrow. Okay, the address Lena gave. Okay, travel. Okay, we got it. What is the okay? And then did you roll for random? I got to roll for random encounters. Okay, cool. Just a second. Here we go. Because it was trying to have us go to the Van Brunt Street anyway. That's why I'm here, guys. I have to stay on top of
Understood.
things.
The South Brooklyn node referenced during the transfer is the target, not the marrow office address Lena provided. The address Lena gave, 873 Van Brunt Street, therefore remains unused intelligence, not the destination. Action Declaration. The coterie directs Malik to search for the South Brooklyn rail-linked node referenced during the Canarsie Spur transfer. This triggers travel and investigative movement across the local district under the movement, distance, and perception systems. Lake leaves the Sunset Park intake alley and heads west and slightly north, deeper into the industrial waterfront district. The streets become quieter. Shipping yards, container stacks, long blocks of warehouses with faded loading numbers. The harbor wind carries the smell of brine and diesel. Time advancement, 02:15 a.m., 0:27 a.m. You spend several minutes circling the Red Hook South Brooklyn industrial corridor. Malik keeps the car moving slowly past rail spurs, fenced yards, and warehouse lots. Baseline encounter check. A check occurs during the search movement. Result, no encounter triggered. No patrol cars, no suspicious vehicles, no visible surveillance response. South Brooklyn Industrial Rail Corridor. Eventually, Malik slows as the car approaches an area where the freight tracks run parallel to several warehouse blocks. Here, the infrastructure matches what you saw at the spur. Rail-adjacent warehouses, wide cargo doors, refrigerated logistics bays, private yard access. One building in particular stands out, a long brick warehouse running alongside a short spur line that branches from the main freight track. The building shows active exterior lighting, refrigeration units humming along one wall, 2 loading docks, a fenced service yard with a sliding gate. No company name on the exterior, but the logistics profile matches the Marrow shipment structure you witnessed earlier. Malik slows the sedan as you pass. You now have visual access to a potential South Brooklyn node. Current time, 02:27 a.m. Scene state, Vladimir and John inside the vehicle. Malik driving. Industrial waterfront district, active warehouse candidate with rail access. What do you do? Options might include drive past and observe, circle the block, park and conduct surveillance, approach on foot, use the rail band radio, attempt to enter the yard. Your move.
Okay, what you do is fine, but don't give suggestions or options unless asked. There you go. Okay. All right. Well, we do not have Rowan, so we cannot send Scratch.
Yeah.
Let me check here because I have Clinging of the Insect that was active before. And basically, for everybody watching, what Clinging of the Insect is I'm able to climb walls, but I believe that it only lasts for a scene. Just a second. And that is a blood sorcery power. Where are you? Let me just make sure that that's not still active. Clinging of the Insect. Here we go. It lasts for a scene. Yeah. So I've already used that. So
Okay.
I do not have a capability to climb up and do any of that kind of investigation. But you're pretty sneaky, right?
Yeah, we both have pretty high stealth. I have 3.
Yeah. Do you want
I think
to...
we should,
Yeah.
well, we should try to let's get a 360 if we can of the full exterior of the building to see if we can see any fire escape or ladders, anything that maybe we can get to a better and out of the way observation point anyway.
Yeah. Building to look for any entry points or observation points. Okay. And so you're telling Malik to drive around then?
Yeah, so that we can see if we want to see what's going on inside the building from the instead of going in the front door or anything else, of course.
Okay, cool. I don't know, because we don't have a very detailed, can we do that with the way the roads and the position of the building is?
Yeah, that's what the whole issue is.
Yeah, let's see. So I told him I typed exactly as you said, and then we're seeing. Okay, here's what we got.
Malik eases the car forward past the warehouse. From the street view you currently have, the structure sits on a long rectangular lot that runs roughly parallel to the rail spur behind it. As Malik continues down Van Brunt Street, you can see the block layout more clearly. Van Brunt Street runs along the front face of the warehouse. A side street intersects 1 block down, allowing you to turn around the back side of the property. The rail spur and service lane run behind the building. A fenced yard and loading area sit along the rear and one side. Because of the grid layout of Red Hook's industrial blocks, Malik can drive the perimeter of the block. It will not give a perfect circle around the building itself. Some sections are separated by fences and rail access lanes, but it will allow a near-complete 360-degree visual pass of front loading bays, side yard and fence line, rear rail access and service lane, opposite street sightlines. Driving the block once at slow speed would take about 2 to 3 minutes. From the car, you would be able to visually check exterior doors, loading docks, yard gates, windows, lighting, vehicles present, rail access points. Malik can do the loop without needing to stop. The sedan continues rolling slowly down the street as you approach the intersection where he could begin the perimeter pass. What do?
All right, I say that we have Malik here drive around then, and we'll look for any entry points or observation points or anything interesting.
Yeah, because that's good, because we want to see also the lighting and stuff, because we can't, even if we have to, I mean, if we have to get up closer, we need to see what's going on. I want to see what's going on inside that building still.
Okay, cool. All right. I really don't like, so I need to keep spiders, I guess, on my person then.
Do the insects have to be alive?
No. What it says is, caster fills a vial with their own blood and crushes the spider. Because it does need to be a living spider. That's the thing. I need to keep a jar of spiders. I wish they could be dead, but nope.
Malik nods once and
Oh, well.
keeps the sedan moving. He passes the front of the warehouse first. Front face, Van Brunt Street. The building stretches nearly the entire length of the block. You see 3 large loading bays along the front wall, 2 of them closed with corrugated steel roll-up doors, one partially open with a dock plate extended. A box truck sits backed into that open bay. No visible logo on the truck. Exterior lighting over the dock doors is on, casting wide yellow cones across the pavement. 2 security cameras are mounted high on the brick above the loading doors, angled toward the street. No visible personnel outside. Malik continues to the intersection and turns. East side of the building. The side street runs along a chain-link fence line enclosing a narrow yard between the warehouse and the sidewalk. Inside the fence you see industrial refrigeration compressors, a row of metal access doors along the brick wall, a locked service gate in the fence facing the street. Lighting here is dimmer. 1 wall-mounted security camera covers the gate area. No vehicles in this yard. Malik keeps rolling. Rear service lane, rail access. The road curves around the block and opens onto a rougher service road running alongside the rail spur. From here you can see the back side of the warehouse. Important features stand out immediately. 2 large rear cargo doors facing the rail line. 1 door has metal track guides consistent with pallet rack transfers. A small personnel door beside the cargo doors. A forklift parked near the rail loading platform. The rail spur itself runs only about 15 feet from the rear loading platform. This is clearly designed for direct rail freight transfers. Lights are on above the rail doors. No people currently visible. Malik continues around the block. West side of the building. The final side of the warehouse faces another narrow street. This side appears mostly blank brick with a row of narrow second-floor windows, a metal fire escape, 1 side entrance door with a keypad lock, a rooftop ladder access cage. Another security camera covers this door. Completion of the perimeter. Malik rolls back toward Van Brunt Street, completing the slow circuit. Total time for the loop, about 3 minutes. You now have visual awareness of front truck dock access, side fenced refrigeration yard, rear rail transfer platform, secondary personnel doors, camera coverage on most exterior access points, potential rooftop access via ladder cage. The sedan idles near the corner again as rainwater drips from the warehouse roof edges. The building continues operating quietly in the middle of the night. What do?
I'm just gonna ask does it seem to the players, to our characters, that the camera covers the ladder, or like the ladder is in the camera's vision?
Oh yeah, on the west side you're talking about, where they had the
Yeah.
fire escape, and then they also had the ladder to the roof.
Yeah, that the ladder is in the vision, is in sight of the camera on the west side.
Yeah, what's the camera recording?
Okay. All right.
No.
From the car. Downward. From this angle, you can see the direction of the housing lens. The roof ladder is mounted farther down the wall. Because of the camera's angle, its primary field of view appears to cover the door and the immediate approach to it. The ladder cage sits outside the center of the viewing. So, however, from the current vantage point in the moving vehicle, you cannot absolutely be certain whether the edge of the camera's field might partially catch the ladder area. So our character's impressions are the ladder likely sits outside the main camera coverage, but it could be at the edge of the camera's peripheral view depending on lens width. Determining that precisely would require closer observation of the camera angle or blind spots, but I still... Okay. I say that we should check out that ladder. I think that's the best thing. Other than that, we've got cameras and doors that we don't know are open. And I always like approaching from above.
Yeah, that's the same thing. So so we'll have Malik. We'll get out. We want to approach from the west side and see if we can not only the fire escape, but also you have that ladder to the roof. So,
Okay, so Malik
but we
is
need to
gonna-
make sure. Yeah, he's just going to drop us off and then go and park somewhere and keep an eye out.
Yeah. Of the building, and then you want him to drive around the block?
Yeah, that's fine. Just keep an eye out. Yeah.
All right. I'm also gonna say here, as John, I'm gonna say, let's put the radios on. The radios and earpieces.
Yeah. Because you made note of that for this section too, didn't you? That we picked those up in between.
Yep.
For communication, yeah, so we don't have to use our phones or anything else. So.
Yeah. Okay. So Malik lets us out on the west side of the building and then keeps driving around the block to keep a lookout. All of us equip the radios and earpieces that we picked up before. Here we go. So we can communicate without... Yeah.
Yeah, that hand signal stuff and all that. That was impractical.
Yeah, that sucked. I'll tell you what. Oh, here we go.
Malik slows as the sedan reaches the west side of the warehouse again. The street here is darker than the front of the building. One overhead light further down the block throws a weak yellow glow across wet pavement. The car rolls to the curb. The rear door opens first. John steps out onto the sidewalk, rainwater running along the gutter beside the curb. Vladimir follows a moment later. The door closes quietly behind him. Inside the car, Malik gives a brief nod through the rearview mirror. Then he pulls away and continues down the street, beginning another slow loop around the block to keep watch. The sedan disappears past the corner. The west wall of the warehouse rises beside you. From this position, you can see the keypad-secured side entrance door, the security camera mounted above it, the metal ladder cage leading up to the roof, the row of second-floor windows, a fire escape platform halfway up the wall. The street around you is quiet. No pedestrians. No vehicles passing at the moment. You and Vladimir take out the railband radios and earpieces recovered earlier. Each of you fits the earpiece and switches the small radios on. A soft burst of static crackles briefly in your ears as the units come to life. The night air carries the low mechanical hum of refrigeration units from the far side of the warehouse and the faint metallic clank of something shifting along the nearby rail line. The ladder cage sits a short distance away along the brick wall. The camera above the door continues its silent watch over the entrance. The block remains still. What do you do?
I'm going to actively take a look and see if we can investigate. I'm going to use my investigation, I guess. Let's take a look. So John Bain is going to actively try to tell if that camera sees the ladder. If that camera sees the ladder, what is the appropriate role?
Yeah, because if you need that, or I have awareness of 3 too, so that's why I didn't. Just to check it all out too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What is the appropriate role? All right. Let's see. Let's see. John is trying to determine. Okay, so wits plus awareness. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's have you do it. Okay, so as far as role playing here goes, we would both be trying to do this. So I know that your wits plus awareness is higher, right? My wits is 3.
Yeah.
My awareness is 2.
Okay. And so ours are going to be about the same anyway. My awareness is 3, and oh, come on. My wits, yeah, so we're the same then. You have 3 in wits,
Okay.
and I have 3 in awareness, so it's
That's
5 and 5.
That's fine then. I'll do it first, and then you can do it second.
Yeah. Okay.
Dang it! 1 second. I've got to exit frickin' alchemy. Why? Just a second, guys.
I don't know. Mine. I was gonna say mine showed you as offline.
Oh yeah.
There, now it shows you back.
Yeah, I got you. That's. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. It's because if I don't do anything for a long time, it does it does that. Okay, so we're gonna go wits. Plus awareness. Okay, so wits plus awareness is 5. That's good.
Stop.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please turn off your mic before you do that. Or something, Dad. Okay, so I've got the hunger. Here we go. All right, so we've got. Now wait a minute. That shouldn't count as anything, because on a perception check like this, it's not an action, so it's going to be a hunger die, but it's a critical. And then I've got another critical, so that is 4. And then plus 1 is so 4 plus 1 is 5. So I just rolled a 5. Let's see. 5 successes, and I'm not in, because remember we went over this before, that so I got a like if I was taking an action, a critical roll on the hunger die would equal that I did the action, but it's more, it's like I'm excessive with it, but yeah, you see what I'm saying? So that's
it's a messy. It would be considered, if it was an action, a messy critical.
Right, but because it's a perception, like, let me see. VTM 5E, messy critical on perception. Perception roll. Because that doesn't, that you did something well, but it's the beast, not you. The supernatural side of the character takes control for a moment. Yeah, okay. Messy, critical, and passive perception. That's what I'm saying. It's a weird thing because I just want to mention that 100% back your distaste for the just make it a failure rule. A messy critical must essentially succeed as it was intended to do, only with a backside of swords. Critical, after all, the player should be allowed to revel in their victory. Okay, I mean, what do you think?
Okay, well, it's not going to have any adverse effect on anything, so it's just, yeah, like the beast takes over, and we use our vampiric powers for a messy critical for observation reasons, which is going to be much more acute than just regular old looking at.
Yeah, okay, well, then that's what we'll do. Alright, so 5 successes, there we go. So I roll 5
Yeah, because
successes.
that pair... Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because that pair is a critical, but the thing is like a critical in a situation where I attack a guy and I'm trying to keep him alive. If I hit a critical, I might kill him, but it's still a success.
Right.
But when I'm trying to look at a camera, I don't know what an excessive thing would be. I don't know. So, here we go. Here we go.
John studies the camera for a moment from the sidewalk. He shifts his position slightly along the wall, looking at the angle of the mount, the direction of the lens housing, and the spread of the illumination cone from the nearby light. With careful observation, the geometry becomes clear. The camera above the keypad door is mounted on a fixed bracket angled roughly 45 degrees outward and slightly downward, covering the door itself, the approach to the door from the street, a small portion of the sidewalk immediately in front of it. From your vantage point and the visible orientation of the lens housing, the ladder cage is positioned outside the camera's viewing arc. The ladder sits farther down the wall near the back corner of the building. The camera's angle does not extend far enough along the wall to capture that section. Even accounting for a moderately wide lens, the ladder appears to fall outside the surveillance cone. From John's assessment, the door area is fully covered. The ladder access point is likely a blind spot. You are confident the camera is not directly watching the ladder.
All right. I don't think that camera can see that ladder. We could sneak over there and I know that they got a cage, but I think that we could climb over that cage or something. I mean, I don't know. I think I could jump. I could jump it.
Yeah, is it a cage just on the bottom of the ladder? Or is it, like when I say cage, some of those kind of fire escape or whatever have it affixed right at the bottom to where it closes, and they consider that a cage to prevent somebody from just lollygagging up to it. So you might have to just lockpick it or something.
And I can do that. I can do that too.
Yeah. I wasn't clear on if it's just a cage that sits around the bottom of the ladder. Well, if it is less than 15 feet, I can jump over it anyway with my soaring, whatever.
Soaring, yeah.
Yeah. But if it's a grate / cage, then that means if it's locked, we'd have to just pick it so we could get open and then go up the rung.
All right, here's what it says. Ooh, okay.
The ladder mounted to the west wall is an industrial roof access ladder with a safety cage. From ground level, you can see vertical steel ladder bolted directly into the brick wall. A cylindrical steel cage surrounding the ladder, beginning about 8 feet above the ground. The cage is made of curved metal ribs connected by vertical bars, forming a partial tunnel around the ladder. The cage continues all the way to the roofline. At the top of the ladder, the rails extend slightly above the roof edge. There is a small step-over platform where someone climbing can transition onto the roof. #entry to the ladder. Because the cage starts several feet above the ground, the ladder's first section is open. A climber would 1. Grab the lower rungs, 2. Climb up the exposed portion, 3.
Okay, it's
Enter
not
the
locked.
caged section after a few rungs. Effect
do you-
on climbing.
What do you,
The cage does not prevent climbing. It is a safety feature, not a barrier. What it does, prevents someone from falling backward off the ladder, forces climbers to stay directly aligned with the ladder. What it limit?
all right, that's all we need to know. Okay, excellent. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't think that camera sees the ladder. I think that we could come over there, sneak up. I think that's our best option right now.
Yeah. Okay, then then let's stealthily approach it and go up the ladder. I'll let you take the lead first, and then I'll go up the ladder second.
Well, let me move ahead and check to make sure we don't see anything, and then I'll call you on the radio from over here and tell you, hey, we're clear and you can come up. I know that you're pretty good at sneaking,
Yeah.
but I'm just a little bit better. So the approaches, the ladder. Vlad waits. John actively watches for any threats as he moves. All right, that's actually really great. I was worried that we were gonna have to. Break that damn ladder. Okay. It's gonna tell me that I have to do a roll. Roll tide. Roll blood tide. Alright, so okay, here's what it says. So I need to do, that's a stealth and active perception while moving. So that's a dexterity plus stealth. So dexterity plus stealth is 1, 2, 3, 4, plus my stealth is 4. So we've got 8. And then I'm hunger 1. So 8 and hunger 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 8. See, the thing is,
Yeah,
is
as
that
long as you don't have as long as you inside your alchemy where you're rolling, make sure you don't have any dots in your hunger, because it already accounts for that.
I don't have a character sheet.
Okay.
Because I'm the storyteller. They don't have the capability to do that yet. I contacted support. They said that that's coming. It's just not there yet. 4. Okay, so I got 4 successes. Okay. Let me see. And then 4 successes for stealth. For stealth movement. And then let's do, the next one is wits plus awareness to watch. My wits are 3, my awareness is 2, so we got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you know what I did? Well, it doesn't matter. It was all I realized that I did not subtract the 1 hunger die. Dang it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I subtract 1 for, and then 3 successes. 3 successes for awareness. Threat awareness. Awareness. Here we go. Man, I gotta stop doing that. Okay, here we go. It's telling me what happened.
John
kids are
leaves
killing
Vladimir
each
at the
other.
corner of the building and begins moving along the west wall. The rain has faded to a light mist, leaving the pavement slick but quiet underfoot. He keeps close to the brick, staying inside the darker portion of the wall, where the streetlight farther down the block doesn't quite reach. The security camera above the keypad door continues to point toward the entrance area, its lens angled away from where John is moving. John advances slowly toward the ladder. Environmental awareness. As he moves, John keeps his attention outward. He listens for footsteps, doors opening, engines approaching, voices from inside the warehouse. The block remains still. From this side of the building, he hears only the low mechanical hum of refrigeration compressors, the faint metallic rattle of something shifting along the rail line behind the building, distant harbor wind moving through the industrial blocks. No movement appears in the windows. No shadows cross the street. No vehicles turn onto the block. Arrival at the ladder. John reaches the base of the ladder cage along the west wall. Up close, the steel ladder is damp from the mist. The first few rungs rise openly from the wall before entering the protective cage several feet above. The ladder leads straight up the brick wall to the roofline roughly 25 to 30 feet above the street. Behind John, Vladimir waits near the corner where he can still see the street. Malik's sedan has not yet returned from its circuit of the block. The ladder is immediately in front of John. What do you do?
All right, so I'm gonna call you up. So I call you. Hey, there's nothing up here threatening us. Just stay out of the view of the camera. So if you're good, you can head on over.
Yep, and that's what it's Vlad. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna. You should start going up the ladder, and then when I get there, then I will proceed up the ladder too.
Okay. I'm gonna begin. Or sorry, not Malik. What the heck am I talking about? John begins to climb the ladder stealthily. Alright, Vladimir now moves up to the ladder stealthily. Here we go. Alright, so roll for stealth. You already know what the roll is, so you can just roll for stealth. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, it's dexterity plus stealth, so that's 6.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 7. So
5,
I
6.
roll. Yeah. I roll 5 successes.
Yep. And then I'll roll mine.
2 successes. Now wait a minute.
What the hell?
That is a hunger die roll of. Uh-oh. John rolls 5 successes. Okay. Sorry, John, 5 successes. And now wait a minute. The one, this is the only thing that I really get messed up on. Vlad, you roll 2 wait, that's like a messy one. So let me just look at our handouts here because I have them all in here. Handouts. Quick reference guide. So that is a bestial.
If it fails,
Yeah.
yeah. If the roll if it completely fails, which I only had 2 successes.
But it's a bestial success. Oh, it's a
No,
bestial.
it's a bestial fail.
Okay, so I got 2 successes and a bestial failure. But oh, it only happens if it succeeds. That's what it is.
It only happens if the total roll fails.
Oh, okay. So we got 2 successes. 2 successes. And a bestial failure. Bestial failure. Bestial failure. Yeah, bestial failure. Which only activates if the roll fails. That's right. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Hash Vladimir. Movement. Vladimir leaves the corner and moves along the brick wall toward John's position. He keeps low and stays tight to the darker section of the building facade, moving through the dim spill of light coming from the next block down. His shoes touch the wet pavement softly as he approaches. Nothing in the environment reacts. The street remains quiet. He reaches the ladder and positions himself near the base of the wall beneath John's position. John, climbing the ladder. John grips the first rung and begins climbing. He moves deliberately. The exposed lower section of the ladder takes him up the first several feet before his shoulders pass into the steel safety cage. The metal ladder barely moves under his weight. The climb is controlled and careful. No clanging, no vibration against the brick, no change in the lighting or sound around the building. Within seconds, John is halfway up the ladder, enclosed by the cage structure as he continues toward the roofline, roughly 30 feet above. Environment. The street behind Vladimir remains empty. No vehicles turn onto the block. No voices carry from inside the warehouse. From the rear rail side, you still hear the distant hum of refrigeration equipment and occasional metal shifting along the track. Above John, the roof edge comes into view just beyond the top of the cage. The ladder continues the remaining distance to the roof access point. The situation remains undisturbed.
All right. So I'm not actually up the thing yet. So I'll just keep. John keeps climbing in stealth. Vlad starts the climb.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're doing all this in stealthily.
Yeah.
Don't want to make a bunch of noise.
Yeah, you know what? We both. I'm just gonna say we both climb all the way up to the roof. Up to the roof. I say we'll all climb up to the roof. Yeah, all the way up to the roof. So, yeah, we're gonna. I think stealth. In stealth. Because I don't want to keep rolling every like 10 feet of doing this.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll, and then if it tells us, oh, you made it another 5 feet, no, I'm gonna say like just. No, it's giving a, it's saying, it's decided that we don't have to roll again. That's good. Okay.
John continues the climb first. Inside the steel safety cage, he moves steadily upward, placing each foot carefully on the wet rungs. The ladder flexes slightly under weight, but his movement keeps it from rattling against the brick. Within a few seconds, he reaches the top of the cage where the ladder rails extend above the roofline. He pauses briefly, listening. The night remains quiet. He shifts his weight, grips the side rails, and steps over the edge onto the flat warehouse roof. A moment later, Vladimir begins his ascent. He climbs through the exposed lower rungs and enters the cage, following the same careful rhythm John used. The metal structure remains steady as he moves upward. No lights change below. No doors open. No voices carry from inside the building. The refrigeration units on the far side continue their low mechanical hum. Vladimir reaches the top of the ladder and steps onto the roof beside John. You now stand on the flat industrial rooftop. From this vantage point, you can see a series of large HVAC and refrigeration units mounted across the roof. Several low ventilation stacks, a roof access hatch structure near the center of the building, the rail spur and loading platform behind the warehouse, the faint glow of harbor lights in the distance. The roof surface is tarred industrial roofing, slightly slick from the mist. No personnel are visible on the roof. No immediate movement below. The building continues operating quietly beneath you. What do you do?
All right, well, let's check that hatch.
Yeah. Yep, let's stealthily go up there and check it out, see if it's locked or what.
Access hatch.
Well, this has been pretty uneventful, but you think we should pause it before we go in, or?
I am gonna say I would say let's assess the area inside before we take any actions.
Yeah.
And then we'll pause it so we can leave people with a little bit of anticipation. Okay, let's see. The thing is that this game is primarily not combat. So this kind of stuff, sneaking around, investigating, talking to people, that's like the primary point of Vampire the Masquerade. So like it's not bad to pause without having to kill anybody. There we go.
Both of you begin moving across the rooftop. The tarred surface is slightly damp from the mist, but the texture of the roofing gravel helps muffle your steps as you move between the large rooftop units. You keep low and move through the shadows cast by the HVACC housings and refrigeration equipment, avoiding the more open portions of the roof where you would silhouette against the distant harbor lights. The roof access structure sits near the center of the building. So it's a small raised metal enclosure about 7 feet tall, with a flat cap roof and a single steel access hatch door set into one side. As you approach, the hatch appears closed. A horizontal handlebar sits across the exterior of the door. No visible padlock is present. No obvious alarm wiring is visible from the outside. A faint glow leaks from the seam around the door frame, suggesting light inside the stairwell or ladder shaft below. You hear muted sounds through the metal structure. The distant hum of machinery, something metallic shifting somewhere deeper in the building. No voices clearly discernible from this position. You reach the side of the hatch enclosure and pause beside the metal door. The roof around you remains empty. The night air carries the distant sound of harbor traffic and the steady mechanical hum from the building below. You are now standing beside the roof access hatch. Sus.
All right. I'm going to begin opening it. So John Bain, slowly and quietly opens the hatch. You ready, or do you want to do anything else?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
No, that's what I was saying. Yep. As we're opening it, make sure we're trying to make sure that doesn't appear that there's anything funky about it. So, all right.
Okay. Anything that would set off an alarm. All right, here we go. Let's do this. Opens the hatch. All right, here we go. Under the okay, here we go. It's telling me, so I got to do a perception plus a wit plus investigation, which I'm the champ
Hash
when it comes
action
to that,
legality.
so.
John is attempting to carefully open the hatch. Watch for traps, alarms, or mechanical triggers. Under the perception versus investigation boundary rules, checking for hidden mechanisms or alarm triggers while interacting with an object falls under investigation rather than passive perception. Dice pool, wits plus investigation. Purpose, detect concealed alarm switches, tension triggers, wiring, or mechanical traps while manipulating the hatch. Before the roll resolves, tell me, John's wits, John's investigation, current hunger. Optional before the roll, blood surge. Once you provide the roll result, we'll determine what John detects while opening the hatch.
All right. I used to be a cop, so we're good to go. Here we go.
John kneels beside the metal hatch. He runs his fingers slowly along the door seam, feeling the edges of the frame before touching the handle. The metal is cold and slightly damp from the mist. He pauses and studies the structure carefully. With a practiced eye, he checks the hinge side of the door, the handle assembly, the frame where the hatch seats, the underside lip where a contact alarm might sit to ignore it. The inspection reveals several useful details. There are no alarm wires running into the frame, No magnetic contact sensor visible along the door edge. No tension cable or mechanical trigger attached to the handle. The hinges are simple industrial mounts, bolted to the steel frame of the roof access housing. The door appears to be a standard interior access hatch, designed for maintenance crews rather than security containment. John then slowly presses the handlebar down. The latch releases with a very soft metallic click. He eases the hatch open a few inches. The hinges rotate quietly with only a faint whisper of metal. Inside, a vertical access shaft becomes visible. The light you saw earlier comes from a fluorescent fixture mounted below. Looking down through the opening, you can see a fixed metal ladder descending into the building, painted concrete walls forming a narrow service shaft, the glow of industrial lighting about 15 to 20 feet below Wen. No movement, no voices, no immediate sign that the hatch is monitored. The hatch is now open enough to look down into the building interior. Vladimir remains beside John on the roof as the shaft below comes into view. The building continues humming with mechanical activity beneath you. What do you do?
All right, I'm just gonna ask it. So where does the ladder actually lead to? Does it lead down to the ground? Is there a catwalk? Where does it, where does it actually go? Is it going to take me all the way down to the ground level, or is there, a way that I can go down the ladder and then, get into position above the ground level through, like I said, a catwalk or something like that? Just a second, guys. All right, I'm back. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go.
John leans slightly farther over the opening and looks down the shaft. The ladder runs straight down the interior wall of a narrow service shaft. From what you can see, the shaft descends roughly 18 to 20 feet. At the bottom, there is not a floor directly under the ladder. Instead, the ladder ends at a small metal landing platform. That platform connects to a narrow steel catwalk running along the upper interior wall of the warehouse. From the roof opening, you can see that the catwalk runs parallel to the length of the building, has metal guardrails, appears to be used for maintenance access above the warehouse floor. Beyond the catwalk railing, you can see down into the interior space. The building below is a large open warehouse floor. From your vantage point, you can make out overhead industrial lighting, the tops of racked storage systems, sections of refrigerated equipment, the open interior space where the loading docks likely connect the MAARs.
Okay.
The catwalk sits roughly 15 to 18 feet above the ground floor. So descending the ladder would place John on the catwalk, above the warehouse floor, with a clear vantage point over the interior space. It would not drop you directly onto the ground level. The catwalk provides a concealed observation position above the operational floor of the building. From the shaft opening, you do not currently see anyone standing on the catwalk. The sounds from below remain: machinery humming, refrigeration compressors cycling, occasional metal clanks somewhere deeper in the warehouse. The ladder, catwalk, and warehouse floor below remain visible through the open hatch.
All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna go down the ladder and observe, and then we're gonna. I think this will be a good place to check out for now.
Yeah, it's only a single catwalk, or does it go in both directions? Is it only one direction? It was
well,
only one, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The
1
ladder.
second. Let me
Yeah.
Now we are in the warehouse.
That's what I thought.
Interior. If the warehouse interior would show up. There it is. Okay, yeah, so the ladder, okay, the platform parallel to length of the building. Down the interior, the building, yeah, I mean, it looks like it. Let me go down and I'll observe, and then let's see. John Bain is going to stealthily move down the ladder, get to where the catwalk is, and then observe One thing that I want to know when I observe and see what's going on is, does the catwalk move in any direction, any other directions than just down the building? I'm also going to be looking for people or just anything interesting in general. All right.
Oh, did you just roll?
I did not just roll. Are
Oh,
you
okay.
seeing something roll? I switched the setting, the scene setting, to the warehouse interior. All right, here we go.
Okay, no, I was just, yeah, okay, the rolls are being crazy.
Just a second. I need to refresh my page here for just a second. Here we go.
Action resolution. John descends the ladder slowly and quietly. His hands slide down the metal rails while his feet find each rung with deliberate care. The narrow shaft muffles most exterior sound, leaving only the faint echo of machinery from below. The ladder vibrates slightly
Probably should
under
have been a
weight,
roll,
but does not produce any
It didn't tell
noticeable
me to roll,
clanking.
so.
Within a few seconds, John reaches the bottom of the ladder and steps carefully onto the metal landing platform that connects to the catwalk. The metal grate beneath his boots holds firm. No reaction from below. No voices. No footsteps responding to the movement. Vladimir remains on the roof above the open hatch. From where John stands, the catwalk runs along the interior wall of the warehouse just below the roofline. From observation, the catwalk runs left and right along the length of the building. It does not extend outward across the warehouse floor. It appears to form a maintenance walkway along this wall only. Roughly 20 to 25 feet in each direction, the walkway continues before turning slightly around structural supports. It does not appear to form a full loop, but it does extend far enough to allow movement along the wall to observe different sections of the building. The railing along the catwalk reaches about waist height. The graded floor allows John to see the space below.
All right.
Warehouse interior.
All right.
Looking down from the railing, John can see most of the warehouse floor. Key observations. Personnel. 3 workers visible on the floor, all wearing dark work coveralls. 1 is operating a forklift. 2 others are moving palletized containers near the center of the warehouse. None appear to be armed. None appear to be looking upward. Their attention is focused on the cargo area. Equipment layout. Multiple rows of industrial refrigeration racks. Pallet stacks holding sealed metal containers similar in size to the canisters seen earlier. A forklift staging zone. Conveyor-style pallet rollers near one loading bay. Industrial lighting suspended from the ceiling. Rail transfer area. Toward the rear side of the building, John can see a large cargo door aligned with the rail spur, a section of floor space cleared for rail side transfers. Currently, that door is closed. Sound. The interior noise level is moderate. Refrigeration compressor cycling. Forklift engine idling. Pallet movement on concrete. No alarms. No radio chatter audible from the workers. No indication that John has been noticed. John is now standing on the catwalk roughly 18 feet above the warehouse floor, with the walkway extending both left and right along the wall. The workers below continue their tasks. What do you do?
So basically, I come down to the
All right.
ladder, and then it's like it goes both directions. But okay, I mean, I think that would be a good place if you're ready to. We're right at 2
Well,
hours.
yeah. Yeah, well, I want to.
Oh, okay.
Our only thing is, I want to move down, and then whichever way you're gonna go, I'll go the opposite way because we still have the radio pieces in
Okay.
the comm devices, so we can see more of the floor.
Okay.
So we can, and then once we're both on the catwalk and set, then we can we'll pause it there.
All right. Excellent. So I'm having it say that you're gonna move down stealthily. I'm asking it about yeah. Because so now that we have we can see people, it's telling us we need a roll. So roll for dexterity and stealth.
Okay. Let me. Gotta save. Making my notes. All right. Dexterity 3 and stealth, of course, is 3. So. All right. So we go here. 1, 2, 3,
We
4,
are,
5, 6.
We are a stealth
All right.
unit of vampire assassins. 4 successes. Excellent.
Oh, yeah. I forgot a hunger die. It didn't
rolled
put it on or automatically again?
It did. That's the red die.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Come here.
All right, here we go. And then what ended after
Vladimir
after this
moves to the
narration?
hatch and begins descending the ladder. He mirrors John's earlier movements, slow, controlled, keeping his weight centered on the rungs so the ladder doesn't sway or vibrate against the shaft walls. The metal ladder remains steady. No clanking, no sudden echoes down the shaft. The workers on the warehouse floor continue moving pallets and operating the forklift without looking up. Within a few seconds, Vladimir reaches the bottom of the ladder and steps onto the small landing platform, joining John on the catwalk. From this position, both of you can see the warehouse floor below and the length of the catwalk extending in both directions along the wall. The 3 workers continue their tasks. No one appears to have noticed either of you. The machinery hum fills the space beneath the catwalk.
All right, 1 second. Check. It's telling me something goofy. So let me. All right. So then we're gonna end the session here. I'm telling it we're gonna calculate XP, and then our next session we will see what happens with John and Vladimir as they check out this area. Let me just go like this. And I've got myself covered up here. All right, excellent, everybody. So this was fun. So right now I'm calculating experience points. Check. Let me see. Check the knowledge documents. Documents for XP calculation. We developed rules for this. Bam. Okay. Ooh. So it looks like we're gonna have to take out a few more dock workers here, or warehouse workers. Poor guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Oh well.
Okay,
Lila.
so-
Oh, hold on.
So. What's that? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I
Okay,
put it on mute because
Because of your
the dog.
Your dog. Okay. So here's what it says. Oh no. No. Sorry. This session is just for everything after being in Malik's car, because it's asking me like. So in the beginning of every session, I paste in like a summary of the last session, and then it's trying to count that as like the entirety of the game. So and then here's what it says, so you can see, because we have a whole rule set of how this works, because the Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition doesn't actually cover XP, like how much XP. They recommend 2, but
Under your rule, we must count
That's
only
too
what
little.
happened after you left Malik's car, because that defines the scope of this session. Per the rule, 1 XP per qualifying category, 0 to 5 XP maximum. Partial completion does not count S after Malik's car. 1. Covert site reconnaissance. You performed a full perimeter surveillance of the warehouse and identified loading bays, rail access, cameras, ladder blind spot. This qualifies as successful investigative reconnaissance. +1 XP. 2. Covert infiltration. You approached undetected, bypassed exterior surveillance, climbed to the roof. This qualifies as successful infiltration under risk. 3. Interior penetration. You opened the roof hatch, descended into the structure, reached the interior catwalk. This is successful penetration of a hostile site. +1 XP. Nash 4. Intelligence gathering. From the catwalk you observed workers, logistics flow, warehouse structure, rail loading infrastructure. This counts as actionable intelligence discovery. +1. Categories not achieved. This session, these did not occur in this segment. Evidence acquisition, combat survival, political maneuvering, major story breakthrough. #XP award, this session only. 4 XP per character, awarded to Vladimir Wolfenstein John Bain. Rowan is not eligible because he exited the session earlier. Final XP, 4 XP each, John and Vladimir. If you'd like, I can also give you a fast 5-box XP tracker that exactly matches your rule system, so end of session XP takes 10 seconds to calculate on stream.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, it's acting in strong alignment with established character traits, convictions, flaws, or compulsions, voluntarily accepting meaningful risk, danger, or loss, advancing, resolving, or irreversibly complicating a personal or story objective, triggering persistent world consequences, demonstrating adaptive growth or changed behavior, contributing decisively to scene momentum, solving problems creatively through earned leverage rather than default approaches, experiencing or driving significant character-defining moments, or defeating or neutralizing an enemy of equal or greater narrative and mechanical power. So that's where we're getting, oh man, sorry, I covered myself up again. We are getting these experience points based on the fact that we did 4 of those things. So, yeah. So, okay. Then I will add that to your character sheet. So you get 4
Yeah,
XP.
so I'm at a total of 5. Yeah, I'm at 5 now again.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna spend, because I've got 18. Excuse me. I've got to figure out what I want to spend it on. And we can do that. Let's do that at the beginning of next session, I think. We can do that.
Yeah. We'll do that next one.
Yeah. All right. 1 second. Give me generate a live stream session ending narration. Session. Let's see. I've never done this, but let's see what we can come up with here. Let me see.
Relax.
Oh, this is pretty cool.
Yes.
So this is a good place, as they say on what is it? It's Chicago by night and New York by night. This is a good place to end our story. And check this out.
The night in Brooklyn continues. Rain hangs in the air like a fading memory of the storm that passed earlier. The harbor wind carries the smell of salt, rust, and diesel through the quiet industrial streets of Red Hook. Above it all, on the roof of an anonymous warehouse along Van Brunt Street, 2 figures stand in the darkness. Below them, the machinery of something larger continues to move. Forklifts hum. Pallets shift. Cold storage units cycle with steady mechanical rhythm. Workers go about their tasks unaware that they are being watched from the shadows above. What began hours earlier as a simple interception at a warehouse has become something far more complicated. A rail window seized, a shipment observed, 90 canisters of engineered blood moving through the city's freight arteries, and a name now tied to it all: Marrow Distribution. The network is bigger than one warehouse. Bigger than one spur line. South Brooklyn is only one node. Queens waits somewhere else in the dark. And whatever Marrow truly is, it moves quietly through the same rails that carry the lifeblood of the city. For now, the operation below continues undisturbed. They do not know they have been seen. They do not know the shadows have climbed into their walls. But that will change, sooner or later, because tonight, the hunters have found the next door in the maze. And the maze is only beginning to unfold. The camera pulls back across the dark rooftop, past the open hatch, past the rail lines stretching through the sleeping barrow, and deeper into the city that never truly sleeps. End of session.
So it's weird that it said the camera pulls back across the dark roof, but that's fine. Again, this is an experiment where we're playing with ChatGPT as the storyteller. Listen, guys, so we're not going to do it next Sunday, but it'll be the Sunday after. We'll see what's going on with Salty Skipper. Maybe we can call him and he can come and help us with this warehouse situation. Otherwise, we will be moving on without him for now. And we've already been talking about the experiment with ChatGPT is great, but it would be pretty cool to have a player or someone come on that would then, after we finish this story, take over as a storyteller. Because I don't want to do it. I want to be a player, but some people really, really like being storytellers. So if that's you, send us a message, leave a comment, do that. We'd really appreciate it. Lore Master Brian, if you want to say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, appreciate everybody. Make sure I got my mic on.
Yep, you do.
Okay. All right. Yeah, appreciate everybody watching, and hopefully you find it. It's not action-packed and all that other stuff, but this is what the game is based on, so it's reality. But I appreciate anybody who's been watching, and we'll see you next session.
Yeah, awesome, excellent. And like I said, so it won't be next Sunday. It'll be the Sunday after that, and then we will take to the night once more. But I want to thank you all for watching, just like Lore Master Brian did, and just say God bless you all, and have a good night.